Well, the crocuses are out, the daffies are out, the starlings and the swallows are singing in the trees. As no doubt my winter wanderings have evolved somewhat. And welcome to episode 1 of Davy's Springtime Saunters, where I take myself out into the walking routes of Edinburgh. Today I'm on one of my own well-trodden routes around Leith, and I have halted here in Leith Links to tell you a story about the gentleman in this statue behind me over my shoulder. And this statue here is of none other than Mr. John Rattray, soon to become Sir John Rattray. And he was a very eminent surgeon here in Edinburgh, and indeed became the Surgeon General to Bonnie Prince Charlie after the Battle of Prestonpans in 1745 in order to treat the wounded. And being a Jacobite himself, he then stayed on and served Bonnie Prince Charlie once again up at the Battle of Culloden, in which we were defeated by the English. And Sir John Rattray was captured by the English and imprisoned in Inverness, and he was due to be hanged for treason. However, at the request of a sporting friend of his, a Mr. Duncan Forbes, the then Lord Culloden, he was given a reprieve and released, providing he swore an allegiance to the crown, of which he did. And as you can tell by his striking pose, that his sporting prowess was in the game that was once known as the golf. And this statue is here to commemorate a very famous piece of history in respect of that great game. And that was that Sir John Rattray was the first man to arrange, play in, win and sign for the first written rules of the game of the golf. And on the accompanying plinths just over to my right, there are a couple of plaques, and one of them has those original 13 rules, and much of them are still valid today. To give you a couple of examples, if when playing your stroke you lift your club to strike the ball and then bringing it down your club should break, then that should be accounted as a stroke. Another being that if your ball should land in the water or watery filth, then you can remove your ball from that watery filth and play it behind the hazard, affording your opponent a stroke. And as I say, these rules are still there. And this competition that was played here at Leith Links was the first ever Open Championship to be played under written rules. And this gentleman behind me, Sir John Rattray, is famous for that very thing back in April 1744. The competition was overseen by the Honourable Company of Edinburgh Golfers, which still exists to this day, and he played for a trophy called the Silver Putter, which is still played for today by the members of that said club at Muirfield down in East Lothian. And it's a very, very decent part of history. There are many firsts in the game of golf, home of golf, first course, first club, first winner of this, and each of them all have a merit. Just depends largely on the question being asked. But this one here is a great first in our own little Leith Links. So if you're ever in the area, why don't you pop down, have a little look around, read the plaques, and give yourself a wee bit of education in the game of golf. Well, I'm off to go and dust the cobwebs off of my clubs, clean my balls, and swing myself back into action. Thanks again for watching. Until the next time, see you later. Bye for now.